Well, a very, very happy Friday morning to everyone, and welcome to the John Kentera Show. We're live on YouTube, we're live on Facebook, and we're live on X. We got anything to talk about today? oh, oh my goodness gracious! What a series! Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable what we watched the last four nights. Now the Padres will be home tonight, taking on the Kansas City Royals at 6:40. Don't know whether or not Fernando's going to play tonight or not. We'll have to wait and see. The X-rays did come back negative, but they were going to do some imaging today once they got back to San Diego. But glad you could join me on this Friday morning. We got a lot to cover, a lot to really dissect about the ball game, the series, who hit who, what was intentional, what was unintentional. So you might as well go ahead and start sending in your questions to Coach, and we're going to go batter by batter who got hit. There were 8 hitters that were hit in the series. Four Dodgers got hit. Four Padres got hit. What was intentional? What was unintentional? But if you're tuning in for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Very much appreciate. We're approaching 4,000 subscribers, and would very much appreciate to get to that 4,000 mark. And we want to grow, and we want to keep this thing rolling for a long period of time. So if you would, not only subscribe, but like, and maybe even share it with your friends. If you're going to the Padre game tonight, tomorrow, or Sunday afternoon, tell a friend next to you that, loves baseball. Hey, this guy, Coach Kentera, does a podcast 3 days a week. Tune in on YouTube, Facebook, or X. Very much appreciate that. Again, my X handle is Coach Kentera 44. Facebook, John Kentera. And look forward to hearing from a lot of you today. Everybody's got an opinion. And I'm trying to go from a baseball standpoint. I always evaluate things, not as necessarily as a fan. There's certain areas where I'll get into, what it's like to be a fan and from my vision. But I got to look at it from a baseball perspective. I've been, unfortunately, in a few bench clearing brawls when I was in college baseball and high level of summer ball. Some of them can get pretty ugly, and a lot of them are patty cake. Everybody, got having little pillow fights out there. There's no doubt the Padres and Dodgers do not like one another. I would hope that both ball clubs respect one another for the great athletes that they have on each squad. Last night, what took place, I just think a culmination of playing 7 games in 11 days against whether the Dodgers, believe it or not, a real arch rival. And the Padres are wanting to be the Dodgers. They're wanting to be the Dodgers. They want to be the king in the National League West, and they're frustrated. And things bowled over last night, and we're going to get into that. But a good win by the Padres last night. They almost let that thing get away in the bottom of the ninth. Holy Toledo! They hung on 5-3, striking out Dalton Rushing to end the ball game. Man, I was holding my breath. Could you imagine the Padres would have lost that game last night? I mean, man, you talk about a long bus ride down the 5 freeway to San Diego to get ready for this weekend series against Kansas City, but nonetheless, they won. Um, and we're going to talk about a great effort that got really overshadowed last night by what took place in the ninth inning. But Ryan Bergert, the rookie, I thought threw a hell of a game. From a baseball standpoint, I would have loved to seen Ryan Bergert have an opportunity to get Ohtani out to qualify for the win. But Mike Schilt went a different direction. He brought in Adrian Morejon. He got Ohtani on a check swing. And by the way, Ohtani had just a miserable series swinging the bat. Padres did a great job. In fact, they've done a great job in both series. Ohtani and Betts and Freeman really haven't hurt the Padres at all in the games right now. 7 games, and they got 6 to go. And I'm going to give you the dates for those games a little bit later on in the program today. But I want your questions to come in. But good job by Mike Schilt bringing in Morejon, gets Ohtani on a little check swing back to the mound to get out of the 5th inning. Adrian threw the ball well last night. Jeremiah Estrada didn't give up anything, not throwing the ball well, falling behind in counts. Jason Adam came in, did a nice job, gave up a hit but struck out the side. Suarez comes in, 3-0 pitch, hits Ohtani, gets ejected, may get suspended for that. Brian Esposito, the bench coach who took over for Schilt when he was ejected, he got tossed last night. But Berger did a great job. And then the other guy, and maybe he's going to get going now. Xander Bogaerts last night, a 4-for-4 night. He had a walk, hit his fourth homer of the year. Also had his 14th double, scored 3 runs last night. Of course, he had that RBI double and the Padres comeback attempt the night before. Good to see Xander do well. Good to see him do well. But, let's get to last night. Okay, the bench is empty in the top of the ninth when Fernando's hit by the rookie right-hander Jack Little, who was making his major league debut. Now Little came in the 8th inning, and he gave up 2 runs, and he's struggling out there, and he knows he's probably getting sent back before tonight's game to Oklahoma City. He's out there trying to, get major league hitters out. He hit Fernando with a fastball. I didn't think a whole lot, but, everything that's gone on in the series, that just reached the boiling point. And if you looked at Little after he hit Fernando, not in body language, but just the facial expression, he looked like somebody stole his dog. I mean, he looked devastated. And he's just standing on the mound like a man without a country. I mean, he looked just, oh my God, I can't believe I did that. And then, Mike Schilt comes out yelling and screaming, and he goes towards the plate, and then he's yelling at Dave Roberts, who's in the Dodger dugout, and Schilt walks towards the Dodger dugout. Dave comes out, got his arms in his jacket, and makes contact with Mike Schilt with his forearm in his chest, and it was on. And, I don't know, both those guys may get ejected. I mean, really, when you look at it, by Schilt going onto the Dodger side, that instigated it. And Dave Roberts is not going to sit in the Dodger dugout and listen to the other manager yelling at him. Dave said, I took it personal. If you watch the press conference, and I watched both managers last night in their press conference, and Dave said, hey, I took it personal. I just wanted to get through the game. I had a young guy out there trying to throw 2 innings. I'd already taken out a bunch of my starters, and I just wanted to get out of the game. And so, he comes out and not going to take any crap from Schilt, and Schilt not going to take any crap from Dave. And they go at it. And the bench is empty. The bullpens come in. And like I said, it became a pillow fight. A lot of pushing and shoving, a lot of jaw jacking, but that was really about it. Okay, Fernando gets up, comes out of the game, and then the next half inning, Suarez comes in and hits Ohtani on a 3-0 pitch, and he hit him pretty high, hit him up in the shoulder area, hit him pretty high. And Ohtani just waves off his dugout, said, hey, don't come out. We knew this was going to happen, basically. So, I want your reaction to that, what happened last night. I think if Schilt just goes out to the plate and checks on Tatis and doesn't bark at the Dodger dugout, nothing happens. That's what I think. I mean, the Dodgers normally, they're pretty. They root for their own guys. Just I don't know. They don't react a whole lot. I saw Machado's comments. Machado goes, the Dodgers better hope that Fernando's X-rays come back okay. Well, I haven't heard anything from the Dodger players. I never hear anything from the Dodger players really about what went on. And maybe you did. I didn't. And I stayed up late last night to see what was going on. I watched Mookie Betts in an interview after the game last night. And, he was like 1 for whatever in the series. He had a miserable series, not playing very well. Shortstop, he's playing great, but offensively, he's not had a good year and had a terrible series. In fact, he's had 2 terrible series against the Padres. But, Machado, I will tell you this, Machado better be careful or he may get a rib ball next time the Padres-Dodgers play. Because the LA fans, man, they can't stand Machado. We know that. And I hope Fernando's okay. And Fernando, he didn't have a great series either. A lot of the big-name guys did not have great series in either the series in San Diego or in LA. But I really think Schilt became the instigator last night when he came out and rather than just staying at the plate checking on his player and walking him up the line or walking him to the dugout. Once he started engaging with the Dodger dugout and yelling specifically at Dave Roberts is not going to take that. Okay, there's no manager that's going to take that. I don't care if it's Dave Roberts or Torey Lovello or uh, whoever. They're not going to take that from another manager. So, you can take whatever side you want. I'm just telling you from a coaching perspective, managerial perspective, if I come out and I start barking at that other dugout, I expect some retribution to where they're going to come out and call BS on me. It's just a simple fact of the matter. And I would expect the same thing to happen if Dave Roberts came out in a situation and checked on his player and started barking at the Padre dugout. I would expect Schilt to come out and I'd expect the benches to empty in that area. So again, I'm telling you right now, from a baseball perspective, that's what I saw last night. Now we're going to go through who got hit and was it intentional or unintentional, and then we're going to get to your opinions on this. And I got to be honest with you. I got to believe the Padres, I think, probably hit more Dodgers intentionally than the Dodgers hit Padres. And I'm not sure the Padres hit anybody intentionally, to be honest with you. The Dodgers, I mean. Uh, Monday night, Andy Pages gets hit by Cease. Now, I'm going to tell you, I don't know about this. This is the one that I'm unsure of. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if Pages, who had doubled first time up down in the right field corner, if he was stealing signs when he was at second base or when he came up his second time, if he's trying to take a little peek at signals or trying to do something like that, then he's going to get a rib ball. And he got hit pretty high up on the hand area. So that's the only one in this series I'm not sure about. Now you go to Tuesday night. Fernando hit by Lou Trevino. Lou Trevino is trying to get back to the big leagues and stick. And, he tries to throw that pitch inside. Remember, he was a starting pitcher in San Diego as an opener, and he hit Fernando. You're not going to hit a leadoff hitter, especially a guy that can steal second, steal third, and come home on a sacrifice fly. You're not going to hit the leadoff hitter in the ball game. And Trevino did that down in San Diego, and Tuesday night he hit Fernando. Then the next half inning, this is where it looks intentional. The next half inning, Randy Vasquez hits Ohtani, and that's when Dave Roberts went crazy when they gave out warnings. He was ejected from the ball game. I got to believe that was intentional. And if you're a baseball fan, give me your opinion. I don't want you to come in today with your Dodger glasses on or your Padre brown and gold glass. I want you to come in as a baseball fan and tell me what you really think. So Ohtani gets hit Tuesday night, and then later in the game, Matt Sauer hits Jose Iglesias, completely unintentional. You're not going to hit Jose Iglesias, who's hitting at the time under 230. Okay, you're just not going to do that. If you're going to hit somebody, you're going to hit one of the big boys. Okay, Wednesday night, Kolek hits Andy Pages. I don't think much to it, to be honest with you. Okay, I don't think it was intentional by any stretch of the imagination. I think completely unintentional. Go to Thursday night. Trevino on the mound again. He hits Bryce Johnson, who's a switch hitter, was hitting left-handed, hit him in the back left leg, knocked him out of the ball game. Why are you going to hit Bryce Johnson intentionally? You're not. You're not going to hit guys you can get out. So that's unintentional. Then you get to Fernando. You got a rookie on the mound who's struggling, making his major league debut, trying to throw the ball through the wall, and he hits Fernando. Completely unintentional, in my opinion. But I understand why Mike Schilt was upset. I totally get it. But again, I think there was no intent to hit Fernando. And Fernando dives in, he's right on top of the plate, and that's going to happen. And if you watch all the games like I do, every team in baseball tries to pound Fernando inside, and he's constantly ducking. I mean, I'm glad the guy's flexible like Gumby because he gets thrown inside all the time. And I would imagine tonight, Kansas City, if they've got a good advanced scout, they're going to pound him inside if he plays. I don't know if he's going to play tonight. And then the next half inning, like the game on Tuesday night, Ohtani gets hit on a 3-0 pitch and hit him pretty high. hit him pretty high. And to Ohtani's credit, he waved off the dugout, said, hey, don't come out, no big deal. He goes over to the Padre dugout after Suarez ejected, talking to guys in the dugout. He was talking to Arrives down at first base with a smile on his face. And so now I'm kind of anxious to see what the retribution is going to be. It wouldn't surprise me if both managers got a one-game suspension. It wouldn't surprise me if Robert Suarez got suspended. He may get 5 games because he hit a batter after he was warned. And if you saw Suarez, so unlike Jack Little looked like he lost his dog. Seriously. Suarez just walked off the mound, no emotion whatsoever, just walked off the mound. I'm out of here. So that was kind of, he didn't even argue. He didn't even argue. You got to at least put up a little bit of a fight, make it look like you weren't trying to hit the guy, but it was pretty intentional. So I think Ohtani got hit twice intentionally. I don't think Fernando got hit either of the 2 times intentionally. Fernando's been hit 3 times this year. And you know what? Dodgers are going to come right back at him again. They're going to pound him inside. They're going to continue to pound him inside. And now, if you want to mark this on your calendar, you may want to call today and get tickets. They don't play again now. It's probably a good thing. They don't play again until August. And they play, oh my God, both of these are weekend series. The first one's going to be in LA on August 15th, 16th, and 17th. That's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that Sunday game has to be on ESPN. And I would imagine the game on Saturday will be on Fox. They've got to pick those up. And maybe even Apple TV will pick up the games on Friday night. So maybe you'll have Apple TV, Fox, and ESPN. It wouldn't surprise me in the least. Then you come right back at it August 22nd. How about this? They come right back at it again, August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th, another weekend in San Diego. And then that's it. And the Dodgers lead the series right now 5-2. Padres are 5 games back. So give me your thoughts on what you think here. It was some good old school baseball is what it was. And man, wow. I thought that game would never end last night. I wasn't sure Matsui wasn't going to blow it, to be honest with you. He's lucky he got the young rookie up there rushing to able to strike him out. But man, the Padres almost let the Dodgers come back and win that game last night. And again, some great performances. They got completely overlooked by what happened in the 9th inning. Ryan Berger, really nice effort. Man, you talk about a guy that really was composed out on the mound and throwing well. And he pitched a hell of a game last night. Completely overshadowed by what happened in the 9th inning. And Xander Bogaerts couldn't be happier for the guy. Couldn't be happier for the guy. And hopefully he can keep it rolling. Hopefully the Padres can get Jackson Merrill back. Padres are going to need to make some moves, folks. If they want to really do some damage, they're going to have to make some moves because, like I brought up the other day, this team is not a title team, right? They can't win the World Series with what they got. They really can't. And I don't know if Michael King's coming back. I mean, Michael King may come back. And the reason he'd want to come back is to show everybody in baseball that he's healthy. Now, he's got to deal with the Padres next year. But he can get out of it. It's an option. He can get out if he wants. But he wants to come back, and I would want to help the ball club and not just showcase himself for other ball clubs out there. Darvish, I'm not counting on him. I'm sure he's going to throw a simulated game today or tomorrow. But they're talking about 1 inning here, 1 inning there. We don't need you, Darvish, for an inning here and an inning there. We need him to come back and throw deep into ball games. Okay, we're running out of time here. We've got to start winning some ball games. Padres need to win some ball games. They're only 6 games over 500 right now. Dodgers are 16 games over 500. And I think, like I said at the beginning of the year, Dodgers are going to win the division. They're going to win it because they've got more depth in their organization. Padres don't have that depth. I mean, we got some guys up now that they're roster fillers, quite frankly. They're roster fillers. Luckily, we got good pitching, and we got some star power. And we got to get Jackson Merrill back, and hopefully when he comes back, he can get back on the beam. He's missed a lot of time this year with the hamstring now, the concussion protocol, and hopefully, just hopefully, he'll be able to, be activated early next week. But we'll have to wait and see. Okay, I want your opinion. And again, I don't want you to come in here with blue and white glasses on or brown and gold glass. I want you to come in with a good baseball opinion on what you saw last night, what was intentional, what was unintentional, or if you got comments about, the ball club and how the Padres can get better. Let's get to Coach's Crew right now. Canispa lupus, the moment counts, but the cumulative trend of Tatis getting pitched inside by LA is what it's so expected response from Pods baseball. Well, I got news for you. It's going to happen again. They're going to go with the scouting report and they're going to back him off the plate and then they're going to go soft outside. It's that simple. Fernando knows it. Mike Schultz knows it. Watch Kansas City. Now, Kansas City, I don't know how much they scouted the Padres. I would hope that all these teams scout their upcoming opponent. It used to be they had what they call an advanced scout, where you got to have a guy cover the Padres, maybe for the Dodgers series. He'd be behind home plate marking down this guy did that, or this guy didn't hit a breaking ball good, or you can get him inside when he's behind in the count. You want to know tendencies, and now you get a lot of that computer analyst work, but it's not like being at the ballpark and watching guys pitch and how they're trying to attack certain hitters. But I'll tell you the other thing, Padres. What are they, 10-17 against American League teams this year? Wow, that's not good. That's not good. And Kansas City got a couple of big stars. Of course, Bobby Wood Jr., one of the best players in baseball, finished second in the MVP to Aaron Judge last year in the American League. And he's having a good year. Not a great year, hitting 285 right now, but he's a talented guy, and he steals base. He's got 21 stolen bases right now. So it should be a pretty good weekend series. Kansas City's tough. I mean, they're a game under 500, but they're a very tough opponent. You got to come out and play. They'll out-hustle you a little bit. But Dodgers are not going to change. Other teams in base, they're not going to change. They're going to keep pounding Fernando inside. That's just the way it goes. But that's what I see, and we'll see where it goes. Richard Flores, this hostility has been building since 2020. Padres get very emotional when playing LA. Bring a level-headed Dodger fan. I just feel the Padres treat this series like it's life and death. It's not over. Well, you know what? Padres want to win. And like I said earlier, Padres want to be the Dodgers. They want to be the kingpin. And there's nothing wrong with that. But you got to go up there and just play good ball, not try to do too much. Less is more, and they just grind. And, it seems like every time the Padres and Dodgers hook up in LA, something goes on. I mean, last year, Profar probably didn't help the situation last year a little bit. Machado firing the ball over by the dugout. Dave Roberts took exception to that. Kind of interesting, the dynamics between the Padres and Dodgers. And, the Dodgers, let's face it, they had an opportunity to sign Machado long term. They didn't think Machado fit what the Dodgers are all about. They let him go, and the Padres ended up signing him. So I'm sure there's some hostility from Manny's point. I don't think the Dodgers really care. Dodgers don't seem to really care about the Padres that much, I don't think. I think they respect them, but Dodgers just kind of do their own thing a little bit. They just go out and play. They've got their own game plan, and the game plan's working pretty well. Dodgers played really well. I mean, they took 2 out of 3 from the Padres. They took 2 out of 3 from the Giants, and then they took 3 out of 4 from the Padres. So over that 10-game stretch, they fared pretty well going 7-3. Richard, thank you very much. And how about the Dodgers? You look at their schedule, they've got interesting matchup tonight. Mackenzie Gore going against Clayton Kershaw. They got the Washington Nationals. Nationals had lost 11 in a row till yesterday, and they won it. James Wood, remember that big outfielder, part of the Juan Soto deal to Washington? He got 19 home runs right now. He had a home run yesterday and snapped their 11-game losing streak. Davey Martinez may be getting fired here before too long in Washington. A lot of people thought if they lost yesterday to the Rockies that he would probably get fired after the game. Well, as of right now, he's still got a job. But they're coming into LA. How about this? The Dodgers, after the Padres, The Dodgers got 3 against the Washington Nationals. Then they've got 3 against the Colorado Rockies. Hell, they could win another 5 or 6 games in a row. It's crazy. What is it? Correct, but Robert shouldn't have touched Schilt. Totally agree. I totally agree. Schilt shouldn't have come towards the Dodger dugout, though. That was the instigator. Dave's not going to take it. No manager is going to take that. If you're calling me out, I'm going to come out. And I would expect Mike Schilt to come out and get in Dave Roberts' face if Dave Roberts charged across the field as well. I see both sides of that. But when you're a skipper and you're calling out the other skipper and walking towards his dugout, hey, what am I going to sit in my dugout and just let this guy yell at me? I'll let you decide on that one. Yeah, but Dave came out. He had him had his hands in his jacket and kind of gave that little forearm right there. Get off me, he said. Hell, man, only thing I know, next time they play, the place will be packed like always, and the TV ratings ought to go through the roof. TV loved it last night. How does MLB manage all of our Plunk Fest? I'm thinking forward to August series against LA. I thought about that last night. And number one, you got to bring in a veteran crew. You can't bring in a couple of guys that are green. You got to bring in some veteran umpires for that next series. And I don't know. They may give out warnings before the first pitch. I'll tell you what'll be interesting. When they at Dodger Stadium, when they tee it up the first time, and Dave Roberts and Mike Schilt come out to exchange lineup cards. I don't want to miss that. That ought to be interesting. So we'll see what it wouldn't surprise me if both managers got suspended for a game and a fine, and I think Suarez is going to get suspended. A reliever, you might dock him. You might dock him 5 games. It wouldn't surprise me. We'll have to wait and see if they make any decisions today. And I would think if there was a suspension, I would think that Suarez may appeal it. Until they play somebody they're not going to need him against. They're going to need him against Kansas City. They may not need him against the Washington Nationals. You may want to take it during that series, but we'll have to wait and see. But I think because the warnings were given in the automatic ejection, I would think that the way baseball is now, they're probably going to suspend him. I don't know about the managers. Managers could go either way. Mike Schilt could get suspended for being an instigator. Dave Roberts could get suspended for contact. Normally you get contact on an umpire, not on another manager. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, let's keep the questions coming. Everybody ought to have an opinion on what's going on today. Okay, what is it? I absolutely love that the rivalry is growing. It's entertaining to me. I think it's entertaining. I don't want to see anybody get hurt. And if guys are throwing at other guys, I would just tell them this, and they know better. You throw at a guy's legs. You don't throw up around their shoulder and head area. If you want to hit a guy in the back, you can hit him in the back. Part of the reason I think a lot of guys get hit, and take Fernando and Ohtani out of this for a minute. If you watch games, and I remember talking to the great Fred Lynn, the great Boston Red Sox, and his dad, when he was a little boy, used to have like a wiffle ball or a tennis ball, and he would throw the ball at Fred. And he taught Fred how to roll that front shoulder in to where you take it in the back. A lot of hitting styles now, and Fernando's got that hitting style. Ohtani's got that hitting style that they dive in on the ball. And when you dive in on the ball, you can't get out of the way. A lot of guys are not it's not conducive for them to roll that shoulder. Ohtani does a pretty good job though. He normally turns that shoulder in. He'll take it in the back. Last night he got hit pretty high. That fastball was high. That was a 99 or 100 mile an hour fastball. Fernando got hit with a 93 mile an hour fastball by Jack Little. But a lot of guys don't know how to properly get out of the way of the baseball. And again, guys are throwing 90 plus miles an hour. It's not that easy. But a lot of guys, youngsters, if they've been trained correctly, they'll take it right in the middle of the back, and worst case scenario, they'll get the wind knocked out of them. But that's really what you want to get hit is you want to roll that shoulder and get hit in the back to where you're not getting hit in the shoulder or maybe in the face. Thank you very much for the question. Let's keep them rolling. Enrique Lopez, come on, Coach. Dave Roberts is full of it. San Diego guy, but he's not a good manager. Yes, he won a World Series. Put him on another team, he would not win. Well, I'll tell you what. Dave Roberts is going to the Hall of Fame. Dave Roberts is an outstanding manager. One of the reasons an outstanding manager is he keeps everybody happy in that Dodger clubhouse. He knows how to work people. Dave Roberts is one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. I can tell you that. And I've known Dave Roberts since 1987. But he's a competitor and he's not going to take crap. And I don't expect our manager, Mike Schultz, to take crap either. And he didn't last night. But if you're going to come out and you're going to challenge the other manager, what do you want that manager to do? If Dave Roberts came out and was barking at Mike Schultz, I would expect Mike Schultz to come out too. Now, maybe not make contact, but I'd expect him to come out and give Dave Roberts the old what for. But I'll tell you the best thing, and I saw somebody comment last night saying, "Oh, Dave Roberts is still upset that the Padres didn't hire him as the manager." Are you kidding me? That was the best thing that ever happened to Dave Roberts. Is he didn't get hired by the Padres because he went to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers are going to get him into the Hall of Fame. He's already a Hall of Fame manager. He's gone to 4 World Series. He's won 2 World Series. Granted, the one was in the shortened season, but they gave out the trophy. I'll tell you what, I would have been happy if the Padres would have won the World Series and would have had that damn parade down Harbor Boulevard. You bet damn right we would have. If the Padres would have won the COVID year World Series, the 60-game season, I guarantee you would have had the parade down Harbor Boulevard that I always talk about. It's a World Series title. They played a season. It was 60 games. It was a college level season. They blew through the playoffs. They won the World Series. He got 2 World Series titles, 4 World Series appearances, 8 out of 9 division championships. And this is his 10th year, I believe. And he's won 8 division titles and 9 on his way to another one. And he's got the highest winning percentage of any manager in the history of baseball that qualifies. His winning percentage is like .625. He's going to the Hall of Fame. Whether you like Dave Roberts or not, doesn't matter. Tommy Lasorda didn't have anywhere close to the winning percentage that Dave Roberts had. And I guarantee you this, Tommy Lasorda would have come out last night and he'd have probably pushed Mike Schultz too. Tommy Lasorda wasn't the nicest guy in the world. Tommy behind the scenes was a very crusty, tough, hard-nosed dude. Dave Roberts is actually a nice guy, except when he's on a baseball field, he's a competitor and he's not going to take anybody's crap. And again, I don't expect any manager to take another manager's crap. If you're calling a guy out, then you got to bow up a little bit. So, and like I said, if Mike Schultz, Dave Roberts came out on Mike Schultz, I'd expect Mike Schultz to get right after him. Bob Melvin would have gone right at him, I guarantee you that. So it is what it is. And you know what? I'm just looking forward to August 15th. That's going to be great. I can't wait to see them exchange lineup cards. Holy Toledo. That's going to be amazing. That'll be absolutely amazing that night. Okay, we got some more questions coming in. Okay. We'll get, if you got questions out there, go ahead and send them in and we'll get to more here in a few minutes. We're also going to get to Coach's mailbag before too long. But right now, let's take a look at the National League standings, kind of take a look at everything as we get ready to start this weekend. Okay, we'll start in the East. The New York Mets, 45-30. They got a lead they've let slip away. Philadelphia, all of a sudden, even with the Mets. I'm pulling for the Phillies. I like the Phillies better than I like the Mets. Both teams at 45-30 right now. You can see the trend. Mets have dropped 6 out of their last 10. Phillies getting hot. Winners 8 of their last 10. Atlanta. I keep waiting for Atlanta to make a move, and I just don't know if they're going to do it. I mean, look how far they're back in the division right now. 10 games back, but they've won 7 of 10, 34-39. And I don't know if you saw it the other day, but Dave Roberts going to manage the National League All-Star team. He named Clayton McCullough, who was his first base coach for a number of years with the Dodgers, now the manager of the Marlins, is one of the coaches for the All-Star game. And the other one he named was Brian Snitker. Now, the thing interesting about Snitker on this is that games in Atlanta, and shouldn't have been taken out of Atlanta a few years ago. I'm glad they gave it back to him this year. But Brian Snitker, there's a lot of talk that he's going to retire at the end of the year. So this could be a nice lifetime achievement award. We don't know that for a fact, but that's the rumors out there. You got the Nationals who are going to be at Dodger Stadium. They've dropped 11 of their last 12 at 31 and 44. And then the Miami Marlins trying to teach all those young guys how to play, 29 and 44, 15 games back. The NL Central, the Cubbies, boy, Pete Crow Armstrong, kid from Harvard Westlake. I saw him as a sophomore play, and man, he was a great player, and he's just having an unbelievable year. I would think he's going to be the starting center fielder for the National League All-Stars. The Cubbies right now at 45 and 29, Milwaukee 40 and 35. Watch out for Milwaukee because they could sneak in there with a wild card spot. Cardinals hanging in there at 40 and 35 as well. Cincinnati 39 and 36. Padres are going to see them on their next road trip. They're 6.5 games back. And then the Buccos, the Pirates, 30 and 46, having their struggles. They're a total of 16 games back. Then you go to the West and starting to open up a little bit. Giants at 42 and 33, 3.5 games back of the Dodgers. Padres at 40 and 34, 5 games back. Diamondbacks back to the 500 mark at 37 and 37, 8 games back. And then the Rockies. Man, Rockies getting hot. They're 17 and 58, 28.5 games back. We're going to actually take a look today at the American League as well. So we'll get that up, and we're going to get out to Coach's Mailbag. We're going to get to more of your comments here in a couple of minutes, but we'll get to the American League standings. Tell you what, Angels, they're trying to find a way to get back to the 500 mark. They took 3 out of 4 from the Yankees. They got beat yesterday on Thursday, but the Yankees right now at 43 and 31. They're scuffling right now. Tampa Bay putting it together, man. Kevin Cash, you got to give him a lot of credit. He does a really, really good job. They're only 2.5 games back of the Yankees. Toronto hanging in there 3 games back. Boston 39 and 37-5. Boy, that division's pretty tight right now. And then you got the Orioles, maybe the most disappointing team all year. Baltimore Orioles 32 and 42. AL Central going to be a walk away. Detroit, A.J. Hinch got a heck of a ball club, a rejuvenated Javi Baez. He's playing short, he's playing second, he's playing center. He's doing a heck of a job. 48 and 28. They're a real problem in the American League. The Guardians at 37 and 36, 9.5 games back, and then followed by the Twins, 10 games back. The Royals, 10.5 back, and the White Sox, 24.5 back. In the West, the Astros appear to be the team. I can't stand the Astros. 43 and 32. The Mariners hanging in there basically because of Cal Raleigh having an incredible year. Their big catcher, switch hitter, just hitting the heck out of the ball. They're 5 games back. The Angels, 36 and 38, 6.5 back. Ron Washington's done a great job with that ball club. He really has. The Texas Rangers, Bruce Bochy's ball club, man, they get to the 500 mark and then they drop 2 or 3. Right now, they're 3 games back at 36 and 39, 7 games back, and then the Athletics at 31 and 46. 13 games back. So there you have it. If we can, Jonathan, if you can put it up here in a minute or two, I'd like to take a look at the National League wild card as well. I'd like to take a look at that National League wild card, and we'll see where the Padres rank on that. We want to get to more of your questions this morning as well. So if you've got questions, comments about what went on during the series, what went on last night, I'm not really into taking sides on who did what because I understand where both sides were coming from last night. I completely understand Mike Schultz's frustration, and I totally get Dave Roberts not wanting to hear Mike Schultz yelling and screaming as he approached the Dodger dugout. I totally get that. And I would expect it if it was in reverse fashion. It's that simple. And we'll see where the Padres are going to go against Kansas City. Hopefully there's not a letdown. Hopefully Fernando can play tonight. What is common denominator on trouble controversy? Manny Machado. Why was he allowed to woof on the field 2 nights ago when Roberts was ejected? He incites crap. Well, you know what? He's out in front of his dugout. I don't know if the umpires told him. We're only seeing bits and pieces. If you're at the ballpark, did the first base umpires come in and tell man, you get in the dugout? That's what you do. Hey, 13, get in the dugout. Let's roll. And if 13 comes out and starts, giving the umpire crap, then he's going to get tossed. So I totally get it. And first of all, Manning was just saying, hey, there was a warning when Iglesias got hit. Like I said, you're not going to hit Jose Iglesias. You're just not going to do that. That was totally unintentional by Matt Sauer. Matt Sauer just trying to get the ball over the plate. I mean, look at the guys that have hit our guys. Lou Trevino, um, Matt Sauer, Jack Little. I mean, it's not like it was one of their stud guys, and they did a pretty good job overall against Yamamoto last night. He didn't have great stuff. Yeah, I thought they were going to hit him for a couple of more home runs. I mean, they had a couple of balls up against the boards early in the ball game. But there's no love lost between the Dodger organization, the Dodger fan base, and Manny Machado. None whatsoever. But that's the way it goes. But Padres need to just worry about winning some ball games. Got to win some games, man. Can't miss out. If we've got that wild card, we'll put that up in a minute. When is Preller going to make a move? It seems necessary at this point. Okay, let me ask you a question. Everybody wants AJ to make a move. Who the hell is he going to trade? Who is he going to trade? Is he going to trade Leo DeVries, who's in high A ball right now? What are you going to get in return for Leo DeVries, who's hitting 250 in A ball? What are you going to get for Ethan Salas, who's hitting 188 in Double A, and we don't know when he's going to play again because he's got a bad back? They're going to trade Cash Mayfield? I mean, who the hell is this guy going to trade? The only way the Padres are going to get anything is going to have to take on salary, and I don't know if this ownership wants to take on salary. I don't know where they're at. AJ's got until July 30th, but this team has got to show that they can be a playoff team. They got to win some games and force ownership to make a move. I mean, if they're at the 500 mark, I mean, you may start trading guys. Trade Arise, trade Cease. King comes back, you trade him. Because he can opt out of his deal. He's going to make more than $15 million if he can show he's healthy. So I don't know. I don't know who you expect the guy to use for trade bait. They've run out of players. Look at the major league roster right now. And I'm not going to, dog guys that are in the big leagues. But what are we getting? We got roster fillers right now. Our catching situation is a disaster. Our left field situation is a disaster. I mean, it's that simple. Who the hell does he have to trade? That's what I'd say. What else we got? We got some other one. We got to have more coming in today. I mean, it's crazy. Okay, let's take a look at the National League wild card. See what we got here. Padres got to hang in there on the wild card. Okay, National League wild card. You got two teams in the East that are tied for first place. So it skews it a little bit. But you got Milwaukee, you got the Cardinals, and Padres are hanging in there. Look at the Padres right there. So right now they're the third team at 40 and 34. But look, the Brewers are only right behind them. Brewers are right behind them, a half game. Cardinals are a half game back. The Reds are a game and a half back. And Padres are going to be going into Cincinnati starting the next road trip. Even the Diamondbacks are only 3 games back. Braves are 5.5 back. Padres got to start winning some games, like I said. And they got to start tonight. And hopefully Nick Pivetta going tonight. That's a good one. Let's go ahead and let's get to coach's mailbag, and then I want to give you the pitching matchups for the weekend. Let's go ahead and get to coach's mailbag here. David Caton, 6'10", saddled with too many bad long-term contracts. AJ window closing fast. If the pitchers can't get healthy, they're going nowhere. I totally agree. We have nothing to trade for. I mean, we have nothing to give unless we want to give up the kids. And again, I'm not sure how much the kids are going to get you right now. I'm a big Ethan Salas fan. but he's 3 years away from playing in the big leagues, in my opinion. This year, next year, maybe the following year, maybe in 2027, he'll be ready to go. I mean, he'll only be close to 22 years of age then. So it's not like you're rushing him. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, the window is closing. There's no doubt about that. Guys are getting older. I mean, I don't know if Arrives will be here next year. I don't know what that situation is going to be like. I have no idea, uh, what they're going to do with Cronenworth. Cronenworth, I know, is under contract, but, he's not giving you a whole lot. He had 3 hits last night but in a double, but he's not really doing all that much, to be honest with you. So I don't know. Well, I'm a little disappointed because the farm system is so bare at this point in time. Okay, what else we got on Coach's mailbag? Glenn Silverman, they should be sellers for the future with all the injuries and holes. They might not even make the playoffs. I think that's a fair statement. I think before July 30th, um, Padres need to make a run. They need to separate themselves in the wild card. Right now, they're hanging on to the third spot in the wild card. It's been a tough stretch. They're going to get a day off next Thursday. But it's a tough stretch they're in right now, and they've not had a good month of June. Under 500 in the month of June. When you go back to, um, the last 2 months, they're an under 500 ball club after a very, very hard start. So I agree with you. I totally agree with you. Okay, what else we got? We got another one there. David, they should focus heavily on developing farm system again. Maybe in 5 years, can dump some salary and develop a plan and be a contender in year in and year out. I'm not sure if they got to do that. I'm not sure um, everybody in charge is still going to be in charge. They've spent a lot of money. They've wasted a lot of money. I don't know where this ownership is at. I don't know what's going on between Shield Seidler and the Seidler brothers, ownership overall. Um, Kind of in a quandary right now. Kind of in a quandary. And I don't know if AJ Preller really has free reign. I don't know if they've put the handcuffs on him to where he can make moves right now. It's not like they were overly abundant during the offseason. I mean, they were fortunate enough to sign Nick Pivetta, who we're going to see pitch tonight. But I don't know. AJ may have the handcuffs put on for the first time in his decade plus here in San Diego now that Peter Seidler's not alive. So that's what I got on that. Okay, got to take a look at this weekend. Kansas City Royals in town, 37-38. Bobby Witt Jr., one of the best players in baseball, 285, 9 homers, 39 RBIs, 21 stolen bases. Vinny Pasquantino hitting 270, 11 homers, 41 RBIs. Salvador Perez kind of hanging on. He's getting up there in years, but still a very productive offensive player. Only hitting 237, got 8 homers, driven in 38 though. And then they got this new kid who had 2 homers yesterday. He was their first round pick a year ago and the 6th overall pick in the 2024 draft. Jack Gaglione, 55 at bats, is only hitting 218. We got 2 homers and 4 RBIs. Tonight, Petco Park, 6:40. It's on Apple TV. Kansas City Royals right-hander Michael Lorenzen out of Cal State Fullerton, 4-7 and a 4.91. Going against Padre right-hander Nick Pivetta, 7-2 and 3.40. Nick coming off a marvelous outing last time out last weekend over in Arizona. 7 innings, a 2-run ball with 9 punch-outs. Keep it rolling. I think he could make the All-Star team. I think he's very worthy of going to the All-Star game in Atlanta. Saturday night, going to be on Fox at 4:15. Royals sending left-hander Noah Cameron 2-2 and a 1.91 to the Hill against right-hander Dylan Cease 2-6 and a 4.69. And then the final game of the series before the Washington Nationals roll in Monday night, Petco Park at 1:10. It'll be a former Padre right-hander Seth Lugo, 4-5 and a 3.05, going against a right-hander Randy Vasquez, 3-4 and a 3.70. And then again, remember Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the Nationals in town. Padre former first-round draft pick C.J. Abrams, second-round pick James Wood, another former first-round pick left-hander Mackenzie Gore. And I would imagine Mackenzie Gore maybe he'll throw that game on Wednesday. And his record is not good, but his ERA is outstanding. So we'll see what we got to talk about on Monday. We're going to break it all down, the Kansas City series, get you ready for Washington on Monday morning at 9 a.m. Well, We can exhale a little bit. It'd been nice if the Padres could have gotten at least a split up at Dodger Stadium. It didn't work out. They did get the final game with a lot of brouhaha, and hopefully now they can stay energized for the next 6 days before they get their well-deserved day off next Thursday. And again, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Again, please subscribe, please like. You can follow me on YouTube, on Facebook at John Kentera, and on X at Coach Kentera44. Have a safe and happy weekend. I'll talk to you again Monday morning at 9 a.m. on the John Kentera Show on YouTube. Bye-bye.